So the entire debate around Van Halen and do you prefer Sammy or David Lee Roth or one or the other? As long as you got Eddie playing the guitar, we were just fine. Good morning, 8:05 the time. It's the Mornings with Ed show for a Monday on the all-new Voice of Laguna. And it's time for the Artist Corner, brought to you today by the Honacar Foundation for Arts and Culture, raising the bar of the art that we see. And we're raising the bar of the artists that we talk to. And that starts this morning. One of my favorite artists in town. And I know that if you've seen her stuff, she's definitely one of yours. Heather Reichard joins us for the Artist Corner. Good morning, Heather. How are you?
Good morning, Ed. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. It's wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too.
Yeah, so you made it in time. You were sweating the 8 o'clock start time, and you sprinted here.
I did.
Pretty good. You were moving pretty good coming down the sidewalk.
I was. Thank God I'm a runner.
Yeah.
It was just my warm-up lap. I got lost working this morning.
Right.
I had to get a bunch of things prepped, and then I was like, oh crap, I got to shower so Ed doesn't get scared. Put a little makeup on so he's not terrified.
Right. So you were working even as early as this morning on stuff. How many projects at the same time can you work on?
So I do so my minis are kind of like my bread and butter, and I can prep. I usually cut and prep maybe 5 to 10 at a time, and then I kind of just, you cut, you sand, you prep paint, you paint again, I build, then I do all the detail work, and then they're finally finished. So right now it's just a bunch of them. I did pretty good at Art Affair this past weekend.
Right.
I didn't have much inventory going into Art Affair because my son was sick. Well, my son injured himself, so I lost most of May. But I waited to do my minis, and now I sold most of my minis. So now I have to get new ones out for next weekend.
Congratulations on. I was telling the audience this a little earlier that your art is really, really. I know we tell artists, hey, your art is really unique, but yours is truly unique. It's a signature. Your pieces can be. I can spot it a mile away.
Thank you.
I can look at one of a piece. If somebody's got a piece of your work, I would say that's a Heather Reichard right there. I know.
Yeah. And it took a while to get to that. Right. You got to build your own style. I kind of walk around with blinders on, like horse blinders on. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't even know what's cool, honestly. If you meet me, I'm a huge dork. I don't know what's cool or what's in anyways.
Right.
So I just,
Your work is cool. I know what's cool, and your work is cool.
Thank you.
I'll tell you right now, it really is. So how would you describe it? I mean, it's sculpture, it's multimedia, it is, it's hard to describe.
It is hard to describe. So, deep down inside, I would love to be a children's illustrator, and I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of making these tiny little whimsical scenes that are one of a kind and unique, and they're kind of like little storybook scenes, I guess. It's gotten to that point. Right. I was thinking about it the other day. It is definitely a mix of assemblage, mixed media. I use a lot of found. A lot of the stuff I'm using at Art Affair right now is either found from the desert, which I love, like all the wire. Right. I don't know. It's a hodgepodge, I guess.
Hodgepodge. I like that.
It's a hodgepodge.
She's a hodgepodge artist. This is really cool. I like that. We have a piece of yours that includes a ruler. It has measurement. It's an old school ruler.
Yep.
It turns out that this is a ruler from the 40s.
Yeah, I love anything super old. So I use the zigzag rulers, which are the ones that you can, the accordion rulers that you can pull apart. I guess
right.
Surveyors use them, but
right.
my grandfather and my dad had them. So I love using things that I saw as a kid growing up. I grew up very blue collar, so I grew up around auto mechanics, and my grandfather had a farm. So I love using the tools and then mixing them with happy, colorful, fancy things.
Right.
It's like a
right.
fun mix of the two. But yeah, the rulers are on every piece. They've become my signature. So either they're a little puffy cloud or a sail from a sailboat or part of the sun, they're in all of them.
Right. Did you play with rulers as a child? Were you?
No, I think weird things are pretty. Right. So I love rust. So if it's rusty, I love it. But yeah, I have a fondness for rusty tools and rust itself. If you go out in the desert, I have a few pieces of metal, and it's just beautiful what nature does to it.
Right.
So
yeah. Rust is beautiful. That may be the only time I've ever heard that in my life, and it is. And you really bring a beauty to it. We don't recognize it until, wow, that's a work of art. That's a labor of love and a work of art, and it's got rust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like combining all different elements. I think it's just pieces of me. Like,
Right.
I don't know. It's just things I love and I put it together.
Right. How'd your son get hurt? Can I ask?
Oh yeah, he was. He likes to jump off of things, and he jumped off. He was at a spot where they used to hang out when he was in high school, and he's 21 now. So, well, he was 21 at the time, and he's like, "I'm old. I did it before." And every time we went to a doctor, like, "Whoa, yeah,
Right.
you something's not right with this story. You didn't jump from where you say."
Right.
Or he definitely took a flying start and jumped. So
Okay.
he's a lot better now. We got him up to his room. He's back up in his room, and he's showering again. So
Congratulations.
super positive.
Congratulations to the family.
Yeah,
Really.
it was actually kind of nice. We brought us kind of closer
Right.
together. Like, we all sat together at dinner, like in the living room, watched The Sopranos.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So you streamed the whole show, or just?
We got to season 3, and then we kind of died off. Now we're sitting outside.
All right.
Yeah.
It only gets better. It only gets better. If you've never seen it, and I'm talking to the listening audience out there, if you've never watched The Sopranos,
Yeah,
it gets better.
I'm going gray like Polly. Like Polly's my favorite. So,
Once
like,
on
I'm
each
going
side,
gray
that's
like
pretty
Po-
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Polly Walnuts. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I love
I need
that.
a tracksuit.
I love. Yeah, I would love one of those tracksuits. I like.
Oh my God,
I love the
too
tracksuits
much.
they wear. Yeah,
He's like my
that
favorite.
would be me. That would totally be me. So your minis that do well.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you foresee needing through the season? I mean, are you going to be constantly working, I think is my question.
Oh yeah, I'll be
All right.
constantly working the whole
All right.
time.
All right.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do more elaborate fancy pieces for
Right.
Art Affair, and that's what I focused on in the beginning of spring. And now, I don't know, probably 30 to 50
Okay.
at least.
All right.
At least.
And if someone comes to your booth at Art Affair and goes, you know what, I'm looking for kind of this. Can someone actually describe something to you, and you see what their vision is, or?
I can. So I have a problem with authority and people telling me what to do.
That's funny. You're never at the meetings. I have that same problem.
So I have a hard time with commission pieces. It's like my brain shuts down. Like, if you give me an idea, but what I feel so good about is I seem to make pieces that people like stumble upon, and they're like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of that, or that reminds me of this. And so it's kind of like I'm making these pieces that people already don't know they're looking for, and then they stumble upon them and they find them.
Right,
So
right.
but if somebody tells me to do something, everybody keeps telling me to simplify my work a little bit so there's not so much detail, because it takes so long to make the pieces.
Right.
And I keep upping my prices.
Right.
And
I
I feel like
did-
I'm walking around with my middle finger up, being like,
There
I'm making them harder.
There you
Oh,
go.
well.
There you go. Because I absolutely disagree with those people. Those people don't know what they're talking about. I
but they're
love the
more-
detail.
They're like experienced, more talented artists than I am.
I
and
don't
they're
care
like,
what
Heather,
they
you
are.
have to
No.
back a little bit.
The incredible detail and the meticulous nature of your artwork is that signature that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The detail that you put into it, my God. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
don't listen to those people.
Okay, I'll
Right.
try not to.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And your pieces that your work, the larger pieces, what kind of cute little things can we look for?
So the larger ones, I started using clay flowers. I've never done that before. I had done a Converse sneaker. It was my son's sneaker. So
I love that. I love that piece. My God, I love that piece.
I know, it's a wild piece. It was in a gallery up in Hollywood. So I got juried, and it was the first time I was actually in a super fancy gallery. Most people would be excited and feel good about themselves, and as soon as I got in, I'm like, oh, you don't belong there. What are you doing? So my brain is kind of, brain's kind of funky.
Let's talk about your brain. Let's dive deep into your brain right now.
I don't think you want to go there.
What is it about? And I know you're confident. You're a confident person. When I speak to you off air, when I speak to you, you're confident. You have confidence.
Yeah.
What is it that makes you think I don't belong there?
I have this terrible inner critic who just is like, know your place, girl. You're down there. Stay down there. I don't know. I think part of it is I didn't finish school. I got pregnant with my son in college, and so I kind of cut myself short on, because I don't have that degree, so I kind of play into that. And I think if you dove into my childhood, you could see why I'm so terribly hard on myself.
Right.
So.
And I think that should end right now.
I know.
I would like for
I
that to
know.
end right
it's
now.
Just, I feel like if I'm not I don't want to drop the ball. I have these lofty goals, and I just feel like if I'm not critical of myself, I'm going to somehow slip up.
Right.
I don't know. I know it's probably, it
Right.
doesn't help. I mean, being stressed and negative does not,
Right.
Beating yourself up doesn't help. But
No.
in the end, the final product is okay. I mean, I don't know. It's,
Right. Are you equally aware that when people see your work for the first time, that they're normally breathless, that they're normally, whoa, that's
I know, it's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
saw that a few times at Art Affair this past weekend.
Right.
I love when people walk up and they just stand there and smile. And I'm like, okay, well, my brain works. I'm usually more depressed. And if I'm making you smile, I did exactly what I was supposed to do with that piece.
Yes.
I mean, my art is like just happy. It's supposed to make you happy.
Whimsical.
It's whimsical. It's just
It
happy.
really
it's like
is.
a little child's storybook. It's just, it's cute.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just cute.
It really is, and it's so mantle worthy. Your pieces go right to the mantle. Your pieces go right to the good spot in the house, the place with the good light at the
good
house.
lighting.
That's where your pieces go, and I think you should be aware of that. So you mentioned having this secret urge to be a children's storyteller.
Yeah, I would love, but my problem is I've gotten to the point where I can't work flat anymore. I love the idea of having all these dimensions and stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, I love some of my favorite artists, are like the movie Coraline, like things, I like stuff like that. That's what inspires me. Like Eric Carle, I love Eric Carle and Dr. Seuss. And so in my mind, like, I'm just kind of like making them 3D and miniature.
Right.
So
right. That's really that's an apt description of what you do and the art, because that's the feeling I get is if it. And again, this is I if you've never seen her art, you'll know once I say this and you see her art, you'll agree with me. Just looking at it makes me feel younger. It does, and I'm not old. I'm a man over 29 for sure. But just looking at your art makes me go, yeah, this is cool. This is something that you can either have, as I said, on the mantle, or you can have it in your kid's room.
Yeah.
It's equal to both, and
it's childlike. I
Yeah.
think there's an innocence to it, and I.
Yeah. You mentioned raising your prices a little bit, and I want to go back and tie that into the lack of confidence in something. Is that a hard thing for you to do?
It is. I hate pricing. I hate anything that has to do with being a grown-up. So I had priced all my pieces for Art Affair, and when I set up on Monday night, I had a few oopsies, and my self-esteem went way down, and I went home like I am slashing prices because I didn't feel confident in myself, and so I did cut some of my prices. But last year at Sawdust for winter, my prices were up 40% from the year before, and I still couldn't keep inventory. So I know I underpriced myself, but I'm also not. It's a confidence thing. I don't know how to do it. I wish I could hire somebody to do all the grown-up stuff.
Right here. I'm raising my hand right here.
I hate money. I don't know.
Right.
I wish I had somebody else to do it, because I think some people are overinflated, and then there's those of us who kind of undercut ourselves. And yeah,
Right.
I wish if I paid myself, I would pay someone to do that stuff for me, but I don't pay myself, so I'm not paying somebody else.
I was talking to Jason Roberts over at the National Gallery, who walks by every morning here, and Jason's he's got his finger on the pulse of art. There's no other way to put it. And we were talking about your art in particular, and the fact that he found it just way too reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you to run it by me. Run it by me, Ed. I'm going to price this at $100. Well, I think you should probably make it $120, maybe, whatever.
I know, it's weird. Like the minis that I'm selling at Art Affair my first year, I've more than doubled. I don't know the percentages because I'm not good at math, but they're more than doubled. They're almost 3 times as much as they were my first year at Art Affair.
Right. When you see an artist that's overpriced, because obviously you're attracted to certain kinds of art, and there's other art that doesn't ring the bell.
Right.
When you see an overpriced artist, does it send a kind of a chill because they may be successful at that price?
I think they're extra fancy, and I
Right.
wish I knew their formula.
Right.
I don't know. I think you have to have kind of a following to get to that point. I think you should be known. I think there's certain, I I don't know. For the longest time, I thought to myself, okay, well, I grew up very blue collar, lower middle class. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm making this art. I think everyone should deserve a piece of art. But at this, everyone should be able to afford it. But at the same time, I can't, you have to bust your hump to afford certain things. Art is a luxury, and I like to keep it reasonable. So there's, more of a pool. I don't want just the 1%ers be able to buy my art. That seems ridiculous to me. Right. I mean, I want people
like me.
Yeah, I want you to buy my art.
Bottom 99 right here. Bottom 99, man. That's me.
For the longest time, I just wanted it to be accessible. I still want it to be accessible, but at the same time, I bust my hump. Like I'm working 15, 16-hour days. And at this point, I should be making more than my son does at Pete's Coffee. And there are pieces where he makes more money than I do. So that's not good.
Yeah. Is he a good barista?
He started when he was 17. He's moving to Nashville, and that's going to be his bread and butter while he's working on his music. So, yeah, he's pretty good at it.
And just the mention of Pete's Coffee made me want to take a sip of my coffee.
I know, right? Yeah, I love Pete's Coffee.
That's the illusion right there. So, as we move forward this summer in Art Affair, you were at Art Affair a couple of years back.
I was.
And you're back now. Mm-hmm. Tell me some of the differences you've noticed. I noticed cleaner lines throughout. I've noticed it's the visibility factor is better. I've noticed that they've really raised the bar this year.
They have. I was there on Saturday, and I was sitting outside because they do the taste of art where they put certain artists will put their work up, and you kind of like invite people to look. And I was sitting out there. I'm like, why aren't there more people here? It's absolutely beautiful there. The way they've like upped their game inside. It's brighter. The layout is better. The build is beautiful. Leonard did a beautiful job with the build, but there's this positive energy in there.
Right.
And there are some new artists in there that are just insanely talented. I mean, there were already a lot of very talented artists. It's, it's different from the festival. It's different from Sawdust. I love Sawdust. Right. But at the same time, if you just want to go and enjoy and look at some beautiful art, and I don't know, there's a really great ambiance to Art Affair this year.
Right.
And it's positive. I think they've done a really, having the year off last year and coming back, it's really night and day. And, Jeff and Bob and Kim have just, they've really worked hard, and it's nice.
You mentioned the energy and the positive energy. And tell me about the importance of other artists being positive and kind of being almost a family and no backbiting. And that's what I noticed when we were there the other day, is that it is really this artist supporting artist community there, really.
No, I mean, there's nobody, I haven't had anybody say anything negative to me so far.
Right, and you won't, and
everybody's been positive and supportive. It just, I don't know, I think the first year I was there was when they were doing the elections and they were trying to figure out how to change things, and I think people were just unhappy. I think there's some artists that are no longer there that maybe were more negative. I hope that the new artists stay positive, because unfortunately the traffic is somewhat slow. I know the festival hasn't opened up yet, and I know that helps. I don't think you should get discouraged. My first year, I mean, I did well. I would have done better if my prices were better, but I mean, I did well. I'm kind of, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do.
Right. And are you looking for any particular type of object? For instance, if I have a rusty saw, do you need a rusty saw?
Yeah,
are you looking for stuff like that maybe our listeners could help with?
Oh yeah. So I've going through a wrench phase. I'm doing a lot more setting pieces than hanging pieces. I love little wrenches. I just found rust, screws, bolts, nails, tiny little tchotchke things that are discarded. I'm using a lot of enamel jewelry right now, which is kind of expensive to buy, but it saves me a little bit of time, and it's just a lot of fun.
All right. Okay. We'll get the listeners on it.
People bring me garbage all the time. I'm like, okay, well, I guess they think of garbage, they think of me, and then they bring me stuff. So.
Well, yeah, I was cleaning out the reason I mentioned the rusty saw is I was cleaning out the garage, and I looked at it and I went, maybe Heather can use this.
Absolutely.
All right.
I could try.
I'll bring it in. All right. Heather Reichard, how do our listeners find you, and how do we find your art, if not at Art Affair?
Okay, so I'm either at Art Affair. I'm also in a little gallery in San Juan Capistrano called the Cottage Gallery. It's on Los Rios Street. That's such a beautiful place to go to. You don't feel like you're in Orange County. There's no plastic. It's really beautiful down there. Hopefully, if everything crossed, I will be back in Sawdust in the wintertime, hopefully. And then Art Affair, I'm on Instagram under Art Dragonfly, and then heatherreichard.com for my art page. So.
All right. The way to experience her art best right now this summer is to go to Art Affair.
Yeah, come to Art Affair. B13. I'll be working the kiosk today, waving and kissing babies.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. She's running for office at the kiosk outside. That'd be really great. Are you good at that stuff?
I will see what happens. It's my first time.
Okay, this could be like a tumble down the mountain here.
They put me on Mondays because I think I scare them a little bit. They're like, nobody's out on the street on Mondays. We'll put Heather out there on a Monday.
All right, Heather Reichard, thank you so very much for being part of the Artist Corner today. Please come back before the summer's over. Let's do this again.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. I'm just get to Art Affair. Seriously, there's a lot of talent down there. They've stepped up their game. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll be out there today at the kiosk waving and shaking hands and kissing babies.
That's
you. All
scaring
right.
people away. No.
8:26 the time. That was the Artist Corner. It's the Mornings with Ed show on the all-new Voice of Laguna. Thank you, Heather Reichard.